Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about G.I. Jane, and this movie is directed by Ridley Scott, and it came out in 1997, and I thought this movie was decent, and I enjoyed the first half quite a bit, and I liked all the training scenes, and I thought they were well handled, and I liked where the story went for the most part, and the drama in the movie never felt forced to me, and I thought Demi Moore was very good in this movie, and she carried it for me. And there's a lot to appreciate within the film, but overall, my biggest complaint would be that I wasn't attached to anything really. I didn't really care all that much as to what was going to happen, and I just didn't feel connected to the characters or the situation. Although I wasn't really bored by anything, I just wasn't attached to anything. And I wish it was the same thing, only but shorter. I felt it as though it was too long. And I didn't really feel as though the 2-hour runtime was justified. And there was no scene in this movie that was memorable to me. It was kind of just the same thing throughout. And I was just waiting for something memorable to happen. And there was, but unfortunately it wasn't because it was good. And throughout most of this movie, it's well filmed and well handled, and there's nothing incompetent. But once we get to the third act, it's just an action scene, but it is handled so poorly, and the cinematography and framing were really bad in that sequence, where the camera was zooming in and out constantly, all in one shot, and it would happen multiple times, and I never felt intense or as if I had a good understanding as to what I was supposed to be focusing on, and it was just so poorly done. And I'm glad to say that that issue isn't throughout the entire movie, but in that third act it was terrible, I mean really bad, and I could not believe what I was watching, and it almost ruined the movie for me, but the rest of the film is decent. I could watch the rest of the movie again, but it's just that section I do not like at all. One thing that stood out to me as kind of a weird choice was some of the drama, and I mentioned earlier that it all felt natural and it never felt forced. However, in one specific scenario, and I'm not going to say what was happening in this scenario because I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a scene where there's some drama and it's resolved in 2 scenes, and you never hear of it again, and characters that were involved in that specific drama of the film just disappear and you never see them again, and I was just questioning, why was that in the movie at all? And one thing that I thought was going to be distracting, but it ended up being just fine for me, was that there was quite a bit of cheese in a lot of scenes that could be considered serious, and I didn't mind the cheese. I thought it kind of made it a bit more entertaining for me, but I could see that as distracting for a lot of people, the way people talk in certain scenarios, and it mostly has to do with politics, and whenever we focus on those characters, it just gets pretty cheesy for me. And that's about all I have to say about G.I. Jane. It was decent. I didn't regret watching it. A lot of it is just fine. The music is fine, and it does everything it has to, and it tells the story that it wants to, and the tone is clear as to what it's going for. But in the end, it just didn't click with me, unfortunately, and I can recommend that you check this movie out. I think it's decent. It's worth at least one watch. It's just that I don't think it's anything special, unfortunately. But still, if you have time for it, then go ahead and watch it. And with all that being said, I'm going to give G.I. Jane a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of G.I. Jane, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Morbius. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.